Do you know who you'll be voting for in the next presidential election? Have you given it any thought yet? Are you aware of each of the candidates? Do you know what each candidate stands for? If the future of the United States is of any interest to you, there is one candidate whom you should not be voting for. As the presidential election begins to gather pace and begins rolling on, it becomes more and more apparent to most sensible Americans that Donald Trump is twisted and does not represent the best choice for the future of our proud country. Donald Trump's beliefs and policies are bad news for this nation. While it is easy to admit that Donald Trump is an excellent businessman, as evidenced by his vast personal wealth, it is painfully obvious that his ideas as president would be anything but progress, and would instead drive the country backwards. The United States needs a lot of things right now, but going backwards is not among them. Donald Trump has already made it very clear that if he were elected, he would make drastic changes. These changes would not be in everyone's best interest. The problem is, the changes that he is proposing are not in the best interest of the United States. This is best illustrated through his desire to build a Great Wall on our southern border with Mexico in order to reduce the number of illegal immigrants. Trump has also stated numerous times that all Muslims are terrorists and that he would have them all registered, which succeeds only in making him seem like a control freak and a power-hungry dictator. Another issue with Trump is that he does not understand how the government operates. As Chris Genuine, an editor and publisher, points out, he didn't know what the nuclear triad was when asked in December's debate, nor in November's debate that China wasn't a party to the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The opposition against Trump is strong, but not quite strong enough yet. However, hopefully, with continued awareness, people will begin to see it how it is. Like Paul David Miller points out, that Trump violates American principles, is a danger to self-government, civil liberties, the culture of democracy, and the ideals of a free and open society. Trump being elected President of the United States would have negative implications for many people and individuals. Muslims would find their lives are much more difficult and would have a significantly more difficult time traveling. Hispanics would find it harder to find work and get jobs, and there would be a massive wall on our border with Mexico, again restricting travel. This would also be incredibly expensive, despite Trump's repeated promises to have Mexico pay for the wall. We as Americans can ensure that Trump does not gain the power that he should not have. What every single American needs to accept and ultimately embrace is that Trump is not a good candidate. No candidate who supports racial profiling like Trump against Muslims and Hispanics can be a good president. He would ultimately leave our brave nation in tatters. Logically, there is no way that American society can continue to function if Trump's proposed policies are implemented. The solution is for voters to educate themselves and understand that Trump is not the way forward for America. If more and more people embrace this, there is absolutely no way that he can become president. This solution has worked in the past, where people begin to realize that the candidate they are looking to support is not a good solution. For example, last presidential election, people recognized that Hillary Clinton was not ready to be president. However, this time, if it came down to her and Donald Trump, she would undoubtedly be the much better candidate. The results of Trump being elected would be very negative indeed. If Trump is not elected, we as Americans will have been successful, and our nation will keep moving forward with progress and positive change. However, if he does indeed become president, we will all have failed miserably, and for at least 4 years, the country will be going backwards. Between positive and negative outcomes will be significant decisions with both race, racism, a massive waste of taxpayer money, and many poor decisions. It is important that America has a positive outcome. The only way for Trump not to be elected is for each and every American to take personal responsibility. Trump is not the right presidential candidate for the United States. While admittedly he is a very good businessman with a good economic sense, that is where the good descriptions end. As president, he would put into effect numerous racist policies, and he would end up bringing our country down. It is important that every person and every voter knows just how important their vote is. Any vote away from Trump is ultimately a very good vote. Personally, I don't know yet who I will be voting for in the next election, but I can tell you 100% with 100% confidence that I will not be voting for Trump, and I hope the same can be said for you.